The workplace as we know it will never be the same. That may sound over the top and dramatic, but if I went back a few years and I explained 2020 and 2021 to you, and then you would probably agree that that sounds over the top and dramatic. It's only natural that everything evolves over time, and in our technological age, with the recent large global events, the way we work is going to change dramatically. If you've been working from home, you would know how amazing it can be, but if you're an employer or a manager, you would understand some of the frustrations with managing remote teams. Once you've tasted skipping the 1 hour a day commute to an office, you understand how much time and energy that commute takes out of you. And by skipping that commute, it saves money for businesses who need less office space by creating a hybrid workplace. Whilst in the past they might have projected flying cars and hoverboards, the real future is here, and there are 5 key changes that it brings to the workplace, so let's look into them. 5 key changes to the post-pandemic workplace. On a side note, at the 1900s World's Fair, they actually predicted Zoom meetings, so not all of the old-time predictions of the future were wrong. Whether businesses like it or not, hybrid work is becoming the new in thing. Even if they don't want to offer it, they're going to be competing with companies who do. According to this article from CNBC, company culture is one of the hardest parts of hybrid work. Therefore, companies will be creating a virtual office that sits on top of a desktop all the time, keeping employees connected to their workplace. Which is what this company Remotion does, wherein you have the app and people can talk to you, with a little bit more encouragement to interact than general social media. It's easy to make a connection to this in social media and say, is this the future of social media? The second key change is the issue of remote workers becoming second-class citizens, or at least treated differently to those that are in the office. So managers and HR departments need to actually make some level of effort to reach out to remote staff to include them in activities. Meetings can often be a waste of time, but in this case, sometimes you actually want to intentionally waste a bit of time in a work sense to socialize in meetings with others who are working remotely. If you've worked in a global team, parts of this were already happening before because you have to interact with people overseas, and this is just taking that a step further. The next major change is the rise of gig economies and their implications in terms of work requirements from workers and then labor-related issues from a business side. Part of this is also coming in over time with websites such as Fiverr and Upwork, where you're able to hire people for gigs, but now this has become more widespread in business. This also makes it hard on the worker who has to work out how much to charge for tasks, how to present what they can do, and how to get more clients and so on. However, we've seen in recent times people earning large amounts by using freelance websites. For a business, this presents opportunities where if they have a one-off project, they can hire a quality worker for that time. But then there are implications such as health and safety. What is the workplace for gig workers from a safety perspective? What are the payment structures and so on? Even both sides figuring out the taxes and even what an appropriate or legal rate of pay is. The fourth major change is tracking. One of the problems with working remotely is that businesses can't see what you are doing, which can be a little bit creepy, but from a business perspective, they want some reassurance that you're actually doing work. If you are remotely accessing their networks and systems, this also presents a security problem either from you or from weak points in your security. Your Wi-Fi might not be protected, you might have dodgy neighbors, and so on. Even if the company thinks you're great and it's not a problem, they may have obligations to clients or to other companies to protect the network and need to be able to document all of that. Some companies have taken this way too far, even watching people on their webcam, but there is some middle ground of appropriate tracking/security that doesn't go too far over the top. The fifth major change is where people live. If people are spending more time at home, they naturally want bigger places and are less inclined to spend a lot on a small apartment in the city as opposed to a large house in the countryside. However, employers also have a safety responsibility in the home. Employers have an obligation to ensure their workers have everything they need to get the job done at home. There's also the impact of other people at home, dealing with housemates or partners or children who might not be working at the same time and become a distraction. We've also seen huge increases in demand for technology at home, both for work-related stuff such as cameras and microphones, but also for home stuff such as TVs and sound systems. There are also tax implications that people need to be aware of when working from home, what you can claim and what you can't claim. All in all, I am excited about the future of the workplace and I love working from home, and simply avoiding the time of driving to work is worth it on its own. Where do you see the workplace going in the future? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this, please chuck me a like and subscribe for more like it, and as always, good luck.